Hello there, friend. How are you today? I'm very glad to hear that. Yeah, yes. Okay, okay. I love it. I love it. No, I love impromptu dinner parties, impromptu birthday parties, impromptu retirement parties. Yeah. Okay, so we got kind of a combination. Oh my goodness. So 3 people. Oh my god, did I really hit it on that head that well? One retiring, one whose birthday it is, and one who's just coming to dinner. Okay, perfect. So just the first thing that you might want to know about my store is that I have a variety of plants here. Yes, I am a florist, but I also have things that are not flowers that would still look wonderful in your home. So we're just going to go through a lot of that. Let's actually start with the non-flower stuff, and then we can kind of show stop with the flowers. So first of all, let me just ask you, does your home have a lot of green in it already? How are you with flora in the home? Okay, so you kind of want to step up your game. Okay, I'm glad, because some people only come here for the flowers, and I'm like, but there's so much more that you could do. Yeah. Okay, perfect. So let's get started with this really, really cute one here. So this, it's a little small. It's so cute. It's gonna add some wonderful green to whatever room you decide to put it in. If it were me, I would probably put this in the bathroom. I just think it's tiny, and it's perfect for maybe putting like on top of the toilet, like that, like on top of the toilet tank. I honestly find that really cute. Yeah, you could really put this anywhere. It's really cute. So we will leave this one over here. Okay, so the next non-flower plant that I have is this super cute one here. This one is a bit bigger than the last. And the stalks of like all of our stems and stuff, they kind of like splay out a little bit more. So this would actually be good for another more confined area, because if it's kind of splaying out but it's not super tall, it is relatively tall, but it's not like a giant plant, it might look a little out of place in a larger area. Whenever I do interior design stuff for families and homes, I kind of like to save stuff like this for more confined spaces where they kind of look like they're flourishing in the room. So this again would look great in a bathroom, but I think it would also look great in any sort of like atrium area in a home. So say the door opens and there's kind of like immediately a little anteroom, sort of, and then you kind of have a hallway into something else. If you have that in your home, this would look really good on a cabinet or anything that you have right there in the anteroom. You know what I'm talking about? It's just like a region. It doesn't have to be your actual room. Yeah. This would also look so good on like a shelf that kind of is placed somewhere in a stairwell. I know that sounds kind of weird for me, like saying it right now, but if you were to put a shelf sort of on the wall that's right next to a landing on the stairs, and then just place this right there, if it was like in the center of the wall there, because those walls are a bit more slim, this would really look like it's flourishing there. And I think that's a great way to kind of maximize your small space inside of a large space is by utilizing the stairs. Okay, perfect. Okay, next up we have a sample of a whole set of these little teensy ones. Little teensy succulents. So if you were to get this, it would come in a pack of 3 or 4. And all of these could go together on a windowsill, or you could have them placed on different levels, different shelves. It's really cute when you do that. These can also sit next to a taller plant and make a bit of a wider area feel a little bit more lived in, a little bit more cozy. And since it's very confined vertically, it's not going to have that sort of splayed out awkward effect that our previous friend would have in a larger area, but you wouldn't just want it to be alone on a table in a big room. You'd want to have something next to it, like some sort of decorative vase with flowers in it, perchance, or some sort of trinket that's a bit taller. Like, some people have vases with like marbles in them, and that could look really cute with this next to it, something like that. If, of course, your vase has sort of, and your marbles have like white undertones, it would look really good. But we do have other colors for the pots. Okay, perfect. So that's the succulents. Okay, so now let's get into the flower portion of my florist shop. So first, I'm kind of going to show you a whole vase full of flowers, and then I'm going to take the flowers out one by one and show you what those constituents look like so you can decide how you want to make up your vase. Okay. Okay, so let's take out some specific flowers. So these are really cute white flowers. They have sort of, I'm not sure if you can tell in this lighting, but they have kind of a greenish undertone to them. So you could have a vase just full of these. This would look, I don't know, it's just very, white is sort of a pure color, a bright color. So if you wanted to have, say you have a room that has maybe some light pastel colored curtains and some like really nice sunshine just flowing in through clear windows, and then you had a vase full of these on your table, oh my gosh, that would look so cute, whether it's a coffee table or a dining table. Let me just show you how I put these back in the vase. Just like this. They just fit in really nicely. I can kind of turn them to make them look a little bit better there. Okay, let's take out our purples now. These are so pretty. I absolutely love the color purple, and oh my gosh, and these also have some greenish undertones to them, which work really well with the white ones. And I really like how greenish undertones and flowers really complement the verdigris of the actual stems and leaves themselves. So it's never a color you can go wrong with. And this purple is kind of deep, and it's very dark sunset or deep pool of water, you know, as opposed to like a lighter lavender pinkish color, which I really appreciate. I like a dark purple moment. Okay, I'm gonna replace these again in the base. Okay, let's move on to our blues. Beautiful blues without ripping other flowers out. There we go. So these have this beautiful, see right there, these like wonderful yellow tones to them, as many flowers have, of course, but these just really pop when paired with the light blue. And again, I think these work really well with those purples and also with the whites, because the blue is lighter, so the purple is darker, but the blue is lighter, so it's kind of adds a nice little contrast, but it also would complement the white flowers, because the white flowers are obviously very bright and light. And these have those like white-ish parts to them, so I think this would look really good, perhaps in a vase all alone with white flowers. That would be really nice. One of my favorite arrangements to do is white roses with blue baby's breath. I think that's just absolutely gorgeous. Because white and blue, it's just a very happy pairing. Sort of a nothing can go wrong pairing. But it's a bit more mature than something like white or pink. White and pink. Okay, let's replace these back. There we go. I also love how these sort of splay out a little bit more because they're longer, so they add some dimensionality to the arrangement. Okay. So I think we already did these white ones, right? So let's go on to the yellow ones here. Okay, so these ones, it's got a nice little combination of yellow and white. The white ones have that green undertone. They're just like the flowers I showed you earlier. And then the yellow ones are just, I love the shape of these flowers. They're like little sunbursts. Just these gorgeous sort of trumpet shapes. Just like screaming happiness out into the world, like singing into the world. A chorus of color and beauty. Perfect for really any room. I think this could look good anywhere. It would be a shame to have these flowers and not have them as some sort of centerpiece, because I think they are so incredibly beautiful. With a centerpiece, it would be best if they were scattered throughout to kind of add some yellow highlight to an otherwise non-yellow arrangement. If it was an entirely yellow arrangement with only these flowers, I think it would look a little bit better in a kitchen. So maybe not always a show-stopping arrangement, but always a very pretty, cheerful one. So cute. So cute. Okay, let's replace these. So I believe they were here. Okay, perfect. And then I think the last ones we have are these ones, right? These the ones we did before. Actually, I think these were the ones we haven't done yet. My bad. These, again, have the same shape as the yellow ones. If we were to do an arrangement with yellow and white, which I think would look great for a show-stopping arrangement, I would suggest varying up the shapes. So I might have this white flower we looked at earlier with the yellow trumpet styles instead of just the same shape for all the different colors of flowers. Put that back. Again, just such a happy, joyous shape that's very, it's blooming. These remind me of night blooming white flowers. Okay, I will place these back. Okay, so we have a beautiful arrangement of flowers here. Okay, so think about the flowers the selections that are in this vase here. So I'll put this collection over here. Okay, next up, I have another vase for you, but I'm gonna actually save that one till the end. So we're gonna do, look at this. These pink flowers are just so happy and lovely. Notice we didn't have any pink flowers in our arrangement, so these just kind of bring a little pop of color into what is otherwise sort of a sea of beautiful greenery. I think when an arrangement is entirely pink or very pink focused, it can be quite shocking to the eye, but I love how these just kind of pop a little bit more sparingly. And they're pretty whitish too, so they're not too intense on the eyes. And I just love how it sort of curves outward too. You could put this on a shelf and it would just curve outward and cover the front of the shelf, which I think looks so good. It makes it seem like the plant is floating in the air, which is just such a pretty effect. So yeah, this kind of thing looks great on a shelf. I would say this is like the shelf master, along with the next one that we have, another shelf master. I think, you know what, even better for shelves, because look how droopy this is. And again, pinkish, but it's also slightly orangish. I'd say like a little bit more sunset colored, whereas this is a bit more like baby pink. This is kind of sunset pink, I'd say, but again, very white, so not too shocking. The leaves are really cute as opposed to the shapes of these leaves, which I would say they're lovely, but they're a bit more generic. But these leaves are like so cute. I love how flat they are. And it's just got a viney feel to it, very viney feel to it. And yeah, drooping down, oh my god, it would look so good. it really gives your space a lived-in look because it's so droopy. It makes it seem like it's been growing for a while. It's absolutely flourishing. It's healthy. There's a lot of sunlight in your house. And I really love that feel. Sort of a perfectly manicured floral design in a house kind of makes me feel like what's the catch here? What's wrong here? I really like a little bit more wildness in flowers because flowers are wild, you know, and we're just partaking in that wildness and we're observing it and putting it into our homes. So I think we should respect that wildness. Okay, these are so cute. All right, so let's move on to our final ensemble. Look how adorable this is. It's so sunny and bright. And I love sunflowers so much because I think they just epitomize brightness, happiness, hope. They look toward the sun. I just love it so much because they're heliotropes. I believe that's the word for when they bloom right toward the sun so they can look at the sun. Oh, they're just so pretty, and I just love how big they are, how splayed they are. They're just fully laid out there, just ready for the sun. The vase is also very pretty. I love how slim it is. It's so cute. I absolutely love floral arrangements in vases because I think the vases, with their slimness and then kind of the explosion of the flowers out of the top, it just adds such a contrast of shape, and it's, oh my gosh, it just adds a lot of dimensionality to whatever room that the arrangement is in. I think that a place within a home can be very much enhanced by just a little vase of flowers. I really do think that there's just so much that that flowers can do to bring that joy into the room. It's like seeing a smile when you walk in the room. Okay, so as we did the last one, let's take some of these out and show them to you a little bit closer. Let's take these ones out first, actually. Okay, so a combination of yellow, bright yellow, and bluish purple. This is so pretty. I really like how this blue is much darker. It's much more purplish than the blue we saw before, which was very light. This goes so well with the bright yellow because both colors are so deep, so bright. They just complement each other perfectly. Oh my gosh, I absolutely love it. These are like the kind of colors I loved to draw with as a kid. Just like really, really bright colors that pop. And then when you just add them to each other, they just pop and pop and pop, popping on top of popping. Because adding a little burst of color into what is otherwise very pale can look really nice, and it can look really soothing to the eyes. But this, oh my goodness, I sometimes want to go bold or go home, and I think this is what that does. So if you had an entire arrangement of just these, that would really work. That would be a showstopper. Truly, truly beautiful. I think this is, because it's so bold, it would kind of have to go with the colors of the room. So if you have bluish purplish paint or some other yellow highlights in the room, it would work a little bit better. But oh my goodness, this is just perfect. And of course it would work with a gray color on the wall or a white color on the wall. Okay, so I'm gonna replace these in the ensemble here. Put that like right there. Perfect. Okay, let's take these out next. Okay. Oh my goodness, how cute is this? I love the leaves. I think the leaves add so much. You know, can't really find like green flowers. So if you want a splash of green that's not just leaves, finding leaves that are very different from others is a great way to do that. These are so, they add just such a nice contrast to the other leaves that we're used to. They're so different and unique. I love them. I love how they splay outward and are tall, and they're kind of saying, hey, like, I'm here. I'm here right along with the flowers, because they're as tall as the flowers, and like this one kind of peeks in through the flowers, and this one too. Look how cute that is, that little detail. But yeah, I really love, I love the shape of these flowers, because the yellow part is coming out of the white part, and the white part is a bit more flat and relaxed, and the yellow part is like look at me. Very similar to the flowers that we saw earlier that were kind of shaped like this. And this is just wonderful. It's very interesting. It's not just two colors of flowers where each flower is the same kind of flower, or where each flower is different but they're separated. No, like these flowers are like they're one, and they're like on top of each other, and they're so different from each other. This has so much personality. Like the bold blue and yellow has so much personality, but this is so quirky. Like I just think it's quirky. Okay. And yeah, the leaves, oh my god, I just love how cute the leaves are. They're like going out. Okay. Last but not least, we shall take out our sunflowers. Oh, they're a little stuck. There we go. We've disentangled them. I'll put these back here. Okay, we'll set that aside. Oh, just examine, just behold. I mean, how cute can you possibly get? Like, what? These are just so happy, and I know I keep saying that, but I love walking into a room and seeing sunflowers, because they're, again, they have a certain wildness to them, like our beautiful droopy vine flowers that I suggested you put on the shelf. But these are like a wildness that can be added to a bouquet. That's why I think baby's breath added to roses adds that sort of wild touch in what is otherwise a perfectly manicured arrangement. And that just makes it so much more interesting. I'd rather have baby's breath and roses than just roses. And sunflowers just do that to a room. I think they look a little bit better in a room that is like so tidy, perfect, like everything is like very like type A set up, because they add that like splash of wellness, and it's like, whoa, that pops. But they still look great in a room that's a bit more chaotic and like what my room would be. But yeah, they're just so pretty. I love them. They smell amazing. Absolutely gorgeous. And I love how it's not just yellow either. It has this lovely deeper yellow orangish tone to it. That really adds a lot. That makes it pop like crazy. Yeah, these are so pretty, and I love pairing these with blue in this arrangement here. Just like it works so well. Okay, so let me know what you think. What are we leaning towards? I showed you multiple arrangements. You could choose these that are already set up, or you could mix and match, obviously, do arrangements of just one type of flower. We have our pots that I showed you, these beauties. I just love them. My house is just full of greenery because I just can't get enough of it. It makes everything so much more tranquil, makes you feel a little bit more connected to nature. So what are we thinking? What are we thinking? Okay, so you're a fan of the blue stuff. Okay, very, very good. Let's see. I'm gonna take the flowers out. Okay, so this is a kind of blue, and this is a kind of blue. It's a bit more purple. What is your favorite out of these? You like this one? Me too, I really like this one. Okay, so we'll put these in here. They're kind of lonely. What would we like to pair with them? What do you like with the blue? Yellow. Yeah, you are one after my own heart. Okay, let me grab the yellows we have. So this one, the sunflowers, and these ones here. So these two are yellow and white, obviously, as you can see, and this is just yellow. Okay, yeah, no, that's totally fine. Yeah, we can do this one. All right, let me just place these back over here. Okay, so this paired with this. You're a fan of this combination? Let me just fluff these out a little bit. Give it some shape. Okay, what do we want to add to this? White? Okay, so we have two pure whites. This one and this one. Thoughts? This one I agree, because these have the same shape as these flowers here, and it would be a little boring. So these ones, okay. Put them right here. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. I love it. Yeah, there's a little, yes, okay, I agree. So these ones kind of pop out a little bit awkwardly on the side, so it makes it look like it has sort of a strange bulbous shape, especially if you look at it from this angle. Do you want to add anything to this to perhaps rectify that? Let me see what we could do. You know what? I wonder if we added these. Let me just see. We added these. To make it, oh yes, no, yes, I agree with myself. How cute is that? How cute is that? Oh my gosh, I actually love it. It's very simple. It's very tiny, very simple. I absolutely love it. I love its imperfections. I know it's me trying to sell something to you, but genuinely, when I do make flower arrangements, I love the little imperfections and flaws that just make it seem more wild, as I said before. Okay, so you're gonna get this. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much for shopping at my store. Would you like any of the pots that I showed you? Oh yeah, okay. This one? I love it too. Okay, so I'll sell you this and this. Okay, thank you so much for coming in. I hope your 3-in-1 party is wonderful, and then this can sort of stay on your shelf for as long as it lives. I'll put a little sheet of care instructions for it, and then hopefully this is just a brightening of your whatever room you decide to put it in, dining room, kitchen, atrium, for as long as it lasts. And if you want to, you can also hang them upside down and dry them out. Okay, thank you so much for shopping at my store. Bye. Okay, so if I was to put this in